Disclaimer: the content of this podcast is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Users should not disregard or delay in obtaining medical advice for any medical condition they may have, and should seek the assistance of their healthcare professionals for any such conditions. And now...
Yeah, we don't want to do anything to scare your children. That's the last thing we want to do. We don't want to scare anybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ben and Amy on The Heavy Truth.
Hello, welcome back, everybody.
Hello, welcome back.
I'm Amy.
And I'm Ben. This is The Heavy Truth.
The Heavy Truth.
Yes, how are you?
I'm well.
Good.
How about you?
I'm good, thank you. Happy pre-St. Patty's Day, right? We got St. Patty's Day coming up.
Yeah, are you one of those that go party St. Patrick's Day?
No. First of all, I don't like beer, so I'm not going to go drink green beer and then pee green. And, by noon, they find me laying face down somewhere, having my friends drag me home. But no, I don't. But I do like
Corned beef and cabbage?
corned beef and cabbage, yes. Funny little side story. I flew once to Ireland on St. Patty's Day. And when we landed, we went to a local pub and we went to eat. And I was all excited about having corned beef and cabbage. Well, that's not a real thing in Ireland.
Doesn't surprise me at all.
They don't. And I was like, corned beef and cabbage. And she was like, we can give you cabbage. And, we don't have that here. That's not a thing here in Ireland. That's an American thing.
You're like, I went all the way there to get
Yeah.
some corned beef and cabbage.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that reminds me. That sounds delicious, actually.
Do you like to go out on St. Patty's Day?
No, not at all. I have gone a few times downtown Chicago to watch the river and
Oh,
hang
I've
out.
done that, yes. Mm-hmm.
But it's just so chaotic and crazy. And
Yeah.
like you said, many people are face down at noon,
Yeah,
1 o'clock.
yeah.
I'm
And
too old
kudos
for
to
that.
them if they want to do that, right?
Yeah.
I'm just not there.
I'm just too old for
but
that
I do
now.
like some corned beef and cabbage and all that jazz. But a lot of people that kind of segues into, right? Because we have that little party day, holiday, whatever you want to call it, coming. Is how to do that successfully, right? Dining out. And it doesn't have to be a holiday; it can be any time that we dine out, right? Do you guys do you and producer Mike go out to eat a lot?
We actually don't go out a lot.
Okay.
But we do go out and, it's nice to unwind after a long week and not have to worry about cooking anything for dinner,
Correct,
for,
yeah.
all of the freeloaders here
All the
at the
freeloaders.
house. But I'm definitely more mindful, when I eat out.
Yeah.
But again, if it's something like corned beef and cabbage, which isn't, you've got corned beef, cabbage, you've got the potatoes, you've got maybe the Irish
carrots,
soda bread, the
sometimes
carrots.
Irish, yeah.
It can be a pretty costly, quote unquote, meal. So you have to, watch it.
Yeah, you do. I agree. Right. But you can make it in the crock pot. I always see when I've gone to the store, around St. Patty's time, St. Patty's Day time, right? There was always some kind of deal. Probably not the deal that your granny gets, one pork roast,
With
buy
pork
one, get
roast.
one, or whatever. But you can always see you'll get the corned beef and then the cabbage and potatoes and sometimes always come together or whatever. Yeah, but I agree. Dining out sometimes it needs to you need to make a plan, right? And so, what do you do? Like when Mike says let's go out to eat, or you guys decide to go out to eat? What is your
Well, I mean, we typically are a creature of habits as far as,
Many
local,
people are.
Yeah, local. So I know what I can get there and what's going to be good and what I do like. But if I don't know the restaurant, I've never been there before, I'm always looking at the menu ahead of time.
no
And
snarky comment about me and the menu?
I
Amy?
was getting
Oh,
there.
okay.
Yeah,
I was
gonna
waiting for that.
I was going to finish what I was going to say
Go on,
first.
yes.
That brings me to, I look at the menu
Yeah.
to make sure there's something I like there.
Yeah.
Okay. You always need the menu ahead of time to make sure that it's maybe bougie of enough
No.
restaurant to go to so Ben can enter.
Not true, Amy. I like the menu because I, like you, like to see what they have on the menu if there's something that I like, right? I don't want to go to a restaurant with everyone and sit down and be like, all I would eat off this menu is a cup of soup. I mean, don't get me wrong. Sometimes that's good,
Yeah.
but I like to see what they have there, and I'm also not going to pay $30 for that cup of soup. So that's another thing, right? I mean, I no offense to those people that want to eat that $30 cup of soup, but that's not me.
Oh,
But I don't look for. I think that's a misconception that people have of me, Amy. That I have to have.
I'll
bougie
I'll
restaurant.
take a poll from your people.
Yes, please.
They
Yes,
will.
please.
They may have another opinion on that.
Well, I mean, who are you going to ask that are going to actually? Who are these people that are in this poll? Because that would be you, which again, not giving you this survey. This no survey monkey for you. Cross you off, and that leaves my husband, who, well, he's not credible, and my mother. Oh, hello, not credible. So yeah, just saying.
Just as a one question.
Yeah,
Is Ben bougie
no.
with his restaurant choices?
No, because
Yes,
no
yes. Everybody
lies,
would say
because
yes.
I love tacos from Taco Bell as much as I love a steak from a high end restaurant, and I don't need to pay $100 for that steak. But I look at the menu, and I think this takes me back to when and everyone knows I'm very upfront with my weight loss surgeries, and I say that because I began once with the lap band, and then I had it removed and then had the gastric sleeve, which again in a future episode we'll discuss surgeries. But it takes me back to when I used to have to look at the menu because with that lap band in place, my eating was more constricted than what it is now. So I would look at the menu because again, I'd have to make sure there was something that I was going to be able to eat, right? And so I think that's a good plan for anybody to look at the menu because you want to look at it, and if you're going to go out, right, and you don't want to waste the money. I think that's a big thing. I don't want to waste my money going somewhere where I was just going to eat, the chips and salsa, and I love chips and salsa, but you know what I mean. And so I think that's a good plan for people, like
for
you
sure.
said, to take a look at the menu. Yeah.
But
And
still
I mean, you
bougie.
consider me bougie because you are like, I don't know.
Go ahead.
I don't know. You're
never at a loss of words.
No, I'm not at a loss for.
The cat have your tongue.
The cat has my tongue. No,
He's being careful right now because he doesn't want to offend me.
I don't give two shits about that part. No, but you like your stuff too. You
for sure.
You do, but I mean, you like you said, you have more freeloaders at the house than I do.
Yeah.
Our freeloaders are 3 dogs, right? And sometimes my mother, but she's not a freeloader, and sometimes my husband, but give or take there too. But
yeah, I mean,
when it comes to you, you're more frugal.
100%.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Not that there is nothing wrong being frugal, but I like to, what's that? Treat yourself. I like to treat myself.
I like to treat
But that
myself
doesn't mean
too.
I'm going to be bougie about it because, I mean, a Crunchwrap Supreme is good sometimes from Taco Bell. That's a treat.
Definitely. Yeah, for sure. But I mean, it is about planning out what you're going to be doing when you go there. And, sometimes you don't have the option to choose. Like, let's say, friends are like, we're going to go here. Or let's say you're going to a work dinner or you're going to a
Right.
wedding or you're going, whatever it is, that you don't have the ability to choose what
Right.
you're going to eat. So, you have to maybe eat ahead of time, have a healthy meal ahead of time, which is going to help avoid any derailment, and I always say, make sure you bring something healthy that you can eat to that event. That's super important because then at least, there's one thing that's going to be at that party that you can eat.
True.
And I get a lot of that from, my post-bariatric patients and, well, I'm going to this party, but I don't know, what there is going to be to eat. Well, you bring a dish that you can eat.
Right. If you're allowed to bring something to pass.
Yeah,
Right. But
absolutely.
a good thing you just said, but sometimes you're not at liberty to bring that and you're at the mercy of what's being served. We've been to conferences together, right? And there's always that breakfast and it's all laid out, right? And here's what I tell people. If you're somewhere where there's like a buffet or something that's all laid out, look over everything first. Don't just get in line.
Right.
Right? Because plan, right? So if you've walked through and you see, oh, there's fruit, I always take some of the fruit and don't get me wrong, I still have some of the little, I still have a little pastry or whatever, but I think it's a good thing to kind of look over. So that kind of brings me back to the menu, right? I'm looking over to see what my options are. But sometimes you don't have that variety, right? Or that option. What if you're at a work meeting and they're bringing in box sandwiches? So then you have the choice. This is the sandwich that you get with the side of chips and the apple.
That's true,
right?
but the reason I laughed is because I remember we were just in San Antonio, and then we were watching, or we both did kind of peruse the buffet first.
Yes.
And then we were looking at everything, and then this one lady got so upset because there was no carbs there.
There were,
And there was carbs. Okay, so we know carbs are fruits, vegetables, whole grains. There was no bread.
Right.
She wanted
a
where
piece
are the
of
carbs?
Where are the carbs? And I'm like, I don't know, that oatmeal you have in the bowl with you, or that
Yes.
side of hash browns that you have there. But she wanted bread.
It
right?
was so fun. Oh, Ben and I just were like, oh boy, that was funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
And we were at an obesity conference.
right.
Yeah.
There was plenty to
There was
choose
plenty
from.
of carbs.
And I think another thing that just made me laugh is she was using carbs specifically for bread.
Yeah.
Like she didn't say where's the bread?
Right.
Where are the carbs?
Where are the
And I'm like,
carbs?
they're right in
I
front
would
of
like
you,
a piece
actually.
of toast. Like, oh.
It was funny.
Okay.
But anyway, enough of us, making fun of people. But
We're laughing with them
I don't
because
know that
remember,
she was
I had a fit
laughing.
about the fork. Or was it the fork or the knife? I forgot what it was.
But
Who serves butter with no knife? The end.
oh, that's right. There were no knives there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. As far as planning, again, the thing is, we have to understand that when you are going out and you're with your friends, you need to go back to this is a socializing thing, not necessarily just like an eating party, because that's, everyone always centers around the food and the island and this and that, and not really realizing or appreciating the fact that you're going there to hang out. You don't need to go stand around the buffet table or the island, right? So take a little snack and leave, and then go sit down and do your own thing so you don't feel as though you're constantly munching there.
Yeah, it's funny because my father, who was a chef, he would he put out, a spread, and he would say, it's an appetizer, it's not a meal.
Because everyone was inhaling it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an appetizer, not a meal. Everyone should be able to enjoy it, not just you.
Right.
That's
That's funny.
Yeah.
I'm going to use that actually.
Yeah.
That's good. And what was it, doing takeout? We talked about takeout, and a lot of individuals, sometimes takeout it could be their only option, whether they're traveling, for work or just on an actual vacation, or they're busy in between shuffling kids around. Sometimes it is maybe somebody's only option to get something in. So any suggestions as far as, let's just say, well, do you know that you probably do know this, but Taco Bell actually has a lot of lower carb options. Yeah, they're one of the healthier fast food, so to speak.
I think if you, again, that takeout goes right back to that menu looking at the menu and choosing, right? Because I believe you can go and have that burger. You can have it without the bun. You can have it on a lettuce wrap. You can make the decision that you're going to have, the salad with the chicken breast on top of it. You can go and have the Asian variety of, if you're ordering Chinese food, things like that. You can look, and you don't have to have the, General Tso's chicken or the sweet and sour chicken. You can have the beef and broccoli or the steamed whatever. I think it's all what and again, the amount that we're having, right? So it's all looking at what you are going to have and the choices you're going to make in moderation. If it's pizza, maybe you're selecting a thin crust instead of the deep dish. And if you are having the deep dish, maybe you're having a salad along with it on the side. Like I do love a good Lou Malnati's chopped salad on the side.
Or the crustless pizzas
Or the
now.
crustless, yes.
Lou Malnati's does have a crustless
Yes, they
pizza
do.
as well.
They do have a crustless pizza, and they use a sausage disc on the bottom instead of the crust. It's actually very good. When my husband was doing keto, we ordered it a few times, and it's good. And always adding vegetables to things always not only expands the meal to where maybe you can have it for several meals, but it's also a good lower fat, lower item, right? Lower calories.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But it is interesting, like, let's just say, I want to be healthy today. So I think I'm going to have, maybe a Southwest taco salad or a steak taco salad. Now, I'm looking, here at one of my notes, taco salads aren't necessarily the best option. This one in particular, 800 to 900 calories for that taco salad. You think you're doing a great job, and not necessarily, because, that dressing can get you.
Right.
So why not just have like 2 tacos and at a tune of 150 to 170 calories each? That is, then you're still feeling like, hey, I'm going to have some tacos, but you'd think that 2 tacos would be worse and a worse option than having a taco salad, but it's not.
Right. But I think the taco salad, if you think of taco salads, for example, it's always in one of those larger edible bowls, right? You're not talking about a taco salad where you're taking lettuce and adding the taco fixings on top of it and then eating it with a fork, right? Most people, when you say taco salad, it comes in an edible bowl. So I think that's where it's going, right?
Yeah.
And again, you can always get those 2 tacos and crunch them up, right? If you want that taco salad feel.
Absolutely.
And so now you're getting the 2 tacos at about 170 calories for a taco. So you're getting, what is that, 340 for that, as opposed to, the 770. But you can cut back on some of the things in the taco salad. Like, instead of doing, like, I don't know, the cilantro ranch or whatever that some of these places serve, do salsa instead.
Yeah,
or
that's good.
right, keep the guacamole off. Well, it's a good source of fat and protein
And fiber too.
And fiber, right? Some people, don't have it because it is higher in calories, or don't eat the edible shell,
Right.
or
right.
half of the edible shell, right? It's in moderation.
Right. And that goes to any of the, chicken places or the burger places, same kind of thing. Take off the top bun at a minimum,
Yeah.
And eat it that way. I have a lot of people that'll just do, can I have the chicken sandwich without the bun?
Yeah.
And they accommodate you.
People will wrap it in lettuce. Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's a good option. On witches, yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah, but like Five Guys and Red Robin, you can get all their burgers in as lettuce wraps. And even at McDonald's now, they will, put some leaf lettuce on and they put the patty on top of it if you order the quarter pounder with cheese or whatever patty, But at the same time, that gives me an example. So I do like the quarter pounder cheese, or I used to when I would eat that. And now instead of that, if I do want to stop McDonald's, I'll have the cheeseburger. Now that brings the calories already down to just about 300 calories for the cheeseburger, right? And so you're still getting that burger that you remember, that you love, and it's just less calories. And less fat and all of that as well. But it's not like and it's, again, some of the fast food, but it's in moderation as well. Right?
Yeah, it's in moderation. And another big one that is always, I don't know what to get, would be like any, Asian inspired food, that you're ordering out for that. So a lot of times it's very heavy in vegetables, which is great, but then there's all kinds of sauces on there.
Right.
So, and then you have to think about how is it prepared,
Yes.
so important to, and they're very accommodating, like any, fast food restaurant that we've gotten, like any takeout for, Chinese food or, Thai food or anything. They're really good about accommodating what we want. Can you just steam that and, put the sauce on the side or whatever?
Yeah. And it's not just fast food, right? Any restaurant that you go to, they'll accommodate that. Can I have the sauce on the side? Can I have that steamed? Right. You have to ask. You have to have that steamed. Never be afraid to ask, and never be afraid to explain.
No, absolutely. And they're in that, industry. I mean, they should welcome or, not be irritated that you're asking for these things. I've even had patients bring boxed meals to restaurants with their families for the restaurant to heat it up and put it on a nicer plate for them.
Right.
And they do, and they've done it.
And they explain.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. But I think that's where people are afraid to ask, right? And I've had patients and people that I know bring the salad dressings in their purse or whatever, and then they have their own dressing, right? And so again, all you have to do is ask and all they can say is no, right? And if it's no, okay, then you know for next time. Or maybe there won't be a next time at that restaurant.
Well, yes, absolutely. If you're going to, like a Mexican restaurant, one of my favorites, I just suggest, you do maybe some whole beans, make sure you use corn tortillas, which are a little bit better for you. They're a
Yes.
little less carbs.
Correct.
Go with chicken or fish for tacos or fajitas.
Or even steaks, right? Or even
Yeah,
steaks, the
it's good.
fajitas, right? I always, that's one of my go-tos at some of them. If I go for Mexican, it's the fajita because it goes a long
I love
way.
it,
And
yeah.
I love fajitas.
Absolutely.
And yes, it comes with all, what, Mike? The sizzle, yes. We love
Yeah,
to hear
that
that
is-
sizzle, right?
Yeah, that's good.
Right. But then it comes with all that stuff on the side, right? But so I don't really eat a lot of the stuff that comes along on the side of it, right? Because I like to eat the protein forward. I like to make sure I'm getting the meat in, and I love all the vegetables and how the searing is on the pan. Yes, Amy, I like to get the meat in. Thank you for pointing that out. But again, the beans, right, and the rice. It's all how much of it we eat or
Yeah.
not eat.
For sure. Yeah. And then, salad bars and buffets, which they don't really have a lot of those anymore. I mean, I remember, and
Ruby Tuesday used to have a good buffet,
And so
a good salad bar.
they did.
They
and
still do, but a lot of them are closed.
what about John's Garage? Do you ever know
Yes.
about those? Like, was those
Yes,
up by you?
Yes.
They had the
Pizza
best.
Hut used to have a salad bar that was really
Yes.
good. Yeah.
Even Wendy's. had it.
Wendy's, their
Remember?
hot bar. Yes.
Yes. Now.
Now we're dating ourselves.
Oh, for sure.
But anyway,
So you can't, I used to love those, right? But and sometimes there are some salad bars, but you just have to choose the right things, your beans and your dark leafy vegetables and making sure, again, watching that salad dressing.
Yes. That's the biggest thing, I think, watching the salad dressings and the amount of cheese we're putting on it. And
Adding
croutons.
your
Yeah,
chicken
we're
or
adding-
your, because now looking back, that was something I never would add. Like,
Right.
there was always like cubed ham or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like on it. So I'm like,
cubed
I don't
ham.
want ham on my
Yeah, who wants
salad.
that?
That's gross. But I would have never really put any protein on there.
Right. Chickpeas.
Eggs, yes, maybe those two.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
But
A lot of cheddar cheese.
right. Which now we're saying no, you can't
Yeah.
be doing all
No, you
that.
can have some.
But they don't have them anymore, so it always makes me sad. No more salad bars. But again, it's being choosy when you're out.
Yeah, exactly. But like I said, never be afraid to ask. So here's what a to-go box is always a big thing. Make sure you ask for one because the portion's going to come out larger and more than just one portion size, right? When it rolls out, it's never just one portion
Unless
size.
you're like at a little French place,
and
it's-
then as Americans, we're like, oh my God, I paid so much money for this small dish, but that's probably actual portion size.
Yep.
Right. So I always will take a to-go box, put half of it away. Take
Yeah.
it with you. Then you're not tempted to finish what's on your plate, that old standard that we used to have, right? Eat everything that's on your plate.
Yeah, like ask for a to-go box when you as soon as your meal comes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because people do it mindlessly just continue to, fork
Or
it in.
share. Me, you,
Yeah.
and Mike shared things when we were
Yes.
in San Antonio, and it had nothing to do with us being cheap. Because trust me, the three of us were not cheap, and we were running around San Antonio. But I mean, some of these things would come out with large.
Yeah,
we would
portions.
share an appetizer, and then the dinner would come out, and we'd have a salad with it, and it was fine,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
And take your time when you eat.
Yeah, take your
I
time.
say that all the time.
Yeah,
Because
you want dessert? That's fine. Share it with someone. My husband and I share dessert all the time when we're out eating now, and I used to just eat it all myself. Sometimes
Yeah.
I will, depending on key lime pie. I'm like, no.
or that
But
banana bread pudding, upside down pudding they
whatever
had.
that was, that was
Every night you
amazing.
got that. But you shared it, though.
I did allow you a bite or two. but
Yeah.
yeah.
It was quite tasty.
So good.
You're like, how about we go back to I want that pineapple pudding again or whatever. I don't even know what it was.
Yeah, it was like
Pineapple bread pudding or something.
pineapple upside down bread
Yeah.
pudding with a caramel drizzle over it at in the hotel restaurant.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was delicious. Yeah,
it was pretty good. Yeah, I admit. And I'm not a huge dessert
and it's
person.
okay to have that,
Yes.
right? And it's also okay to eat it all, and it's also okay to share it, right? It just you can't eat it all every day
Unless you're in San Antonio.
unless you're in San Antonio. Yeah, yeah, Right.
Yeah. So we're human too, you know,
Absolutely.
definitely.
It's like what you and I have always said. It's always progress. It's never going to be perfect, right?
Yeah.
As I sit here with chocolate covered raisins in front of me, right? But I'm also
That you
not
haven't
eating.
touched,
I had
really.
a few. I've
yeah.
had a few, but I'm not eating them all.
No,
I'm sharing them. Have one, Amy.
I'm good
Okay.
for now. But, you know, it's you have to have things once in a while. Otherwise,
Right.
you know, you can only restrict for so
It's a
long.
lifestyle change.
Yeah.
It's not a diet. Get over that diet. The diet has such a bad connotation.
It does.
Right. But so, yeah, we do eat out. And those are some of the tips and tricks that we do, right? So we still eat pizza. We still eat the tacos. We still eat all of that. It just sometimes looks differently. Sometimes it doesn't. But those are some tips that we hope helped you and will help you moving forward. And if you see us out and about at the restaurant, remind us that we need to get a to-go box, or we shouldn't eat all of that.
Or tell Ben he's had enough pineapple upside down puddings.
Or sit on down and share it with me if you dare, right? If you value your life, maybe not. But I mean, if you also buy me one of those lemon drop drinks that we were having too, then you can by all means.
Yeah,
sit
those
down.
were good too.
Yeah.
It's fun.
All right. Well, Amy, where can people reach out and see us and email us at?
Yeah, so we are on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube,
TikTok.
now TikTok, Spotify, Apple.
Yeah. And Mike, what is our email address that they can reach you at?
Michael at theheavytruth.net.
Yes. So send your questions, your comments. Amy will
Feedback.
send feedback. Amy will send you a lovely signed photo of herself if you'd like it. She just had a whole new set taken, and they are gorgeous. So feel free to write us in for one.
They're definitely a sight to see.
They're a sight to see. So on that note, I'm Ben.
Yes, and I'm Amy.
and we're
Thanks,
the-
you guys.
Thanks, guys. And we're The Heavy Truth.